Hey, it's James, Father's Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. Notice that my hashtag is how I got custody. And my page, I talk about how I got custody, how other people got custody, how other people got 50-50, how my stuff is working for people. This is a solutions-based page. These are pages or social media, my flow page. There's links to answers. Especially if you get a one-on-one consultation with me, there's links to information and answers and a plan of action to fix something. You go to a doctor, you have an owie. You put some you get some antibiotics, put some disinfectant on a wound, and you clean it up so it can heal. You go to a doctor to get a plan of action. You don't go to the doctor necessarily and they heal you. They may do a surgery to fix something or put a cast on you. But then there's a little bit of a road to take. You got to take care of that. You got to cater to that owie or whatever. You got to treat it. You got to eat right or whatever. If you got a sickness, disease, type 2 diabetes, you got to change your diet and exercise. So there's a plan of action for you to take. You don't go to a doctor or somebody who helps fix things and you just watch them talk and you don't do anything about it afterward. Unless maybe, you're got a broken leg, you just rest, or you got surgery, you just rest and let your body do the healing stuff. But I have plans of action that have worked for people. I talk to people about, my whole page is called How I Got Custody. It's Father's Rights and Resources. I talk about people's rights and resources. And half the people in the comments, I got up and looked at some comments. First thing, here's my loser story. Here's how I lost. I did this, that, and that. And this on this list, and the judge was discriminatory, and this person was discriminatory, and all this other stuff. You're not listening to anything I'm saying, and you don't even care to win because you don't care to listen. I just had a woman. How come when women clients listen better than men? You would think men would be humble and would be more desperate because the system is more against them. I had a woman call and tell me, I just watch your videos and listen. I want to call and just listen to what you have to say because people don't listen nowadays. And I've been listening to the wrong people and people aren't listening to me. This lady, 95% of the conversation was me talking. I asked her a couple of questions. I gave her some answers. There's a lot of people who call me up and do a consultation with me. They want to tell me their whole life story. They can't wait to just run their mouth and blah, 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 blah. Now, I have to get information from you, but if you're lost and I have answers and you want to dominate the conversation, I've had people say, I'll say, hey, look, we don't need to go down there. Let's get a plan of action for your case. Just like a personal trainer. If you go to a personal trainer and say, look at how fat I am. Look at my measurements. Look at my waist. Look at my belly. Look at this. Look at my blood work. Look at this. I'm addicted to sugar. I eat all day long. I can't exercise. I'm so depressed. I'm this and that. Do you think a trainer wants to listen to that stuff all day long in a training session? Or do you think you should shut the hell up and listen to what the trainer has to say and follow their instruction and get better? But the average human being is a follower, a sheep, a brainless, mindless animal who just follows the crowd and does what they do. You go get an attorney. You do whatever the attorney says. You listen to what they say. When something doesn't sound right, you're like, why can't I go for 50-50? I had a guy in a 50-50 presumption state. The attorney says the best you could ever get is 50-50. The starting point is 50-50, and the attorney said that was it. And he was questioning it. So he's calling me because he's like, that doesn't make any sense. But a lot of you just, whatever you say, I just follow you, and I'm just going to follow you, and I'm going to do what you say. Never questioning. See, from the beginning of my case, I had balls. My alpha side overcame my inner bitch, and my beta side, which was usually catering to women, nice to women. And there's nothing wrong with that to a point, being a gentleman, being nice to women. But when a woman came into my life and wanted to take something away from me, my own flesh and blood, and we're talking about another human being, the war was immediately on. I looked for answers. People told me, you'll get every other weekend. F you, buddy. And I'm talking about a father's rights law firm. And then my family says, just give her what she wants. Sorry, I'm fighting for my kid. Everybody else says, you're crazy for fighting this hard and all this other stuff. 7 months later, I got full custody. So I got people criticizing me, telling me, don't go the route I'm going. And it just happened to work. And I didn't even know what I was doing. And I didn't have more than 1% of the help I'm giving you guys for free. And the vast majority of you guys say, oh, James is an a-hole. Oh, James got lucky. Oh, James won and all he does is brag. So do you want me to come on here and say, hey, I lost in court, follow my advice? I'm not up here bragging about something that I'm the only one in the world who could do. I stumbled across the right way to fight, and I'm sharing it with people, and dumbass, stupid, punk-ass, bitch-made, jealous, thong-wearing, fruity gay boys are haters because I won and they lost. And they're so traumatized by their case, instead of saying, dang, James won and he's helping people and he's sacrificing, his peace and taking on all these cases and listening and fighting through all the haters and stuff, I should get some help from him. Let's take an example like this. Let's say there's a depression and some rich person, say Bill Gates, all of a sudden acts like a human being with a conscience and repents of his crazy ways, or some rich person says, I'm going to open up a soup kitchen and anybody come. There's a depression, there's long lines, the soup kitchens are running out of food, and there's people starving. And like in your hometown, like you are sitting there saying, man, my family hasn't eaten anything but top ramen or scraps, and we have to eat like one meal every few days to survive, so we don't use up and somebody says, hey, there's a soup kitchen down the road. Now the line's really long, so you got to tough it out and wait there. So you got to have some patience. Just like if I give you some tools and stuff, you got to put some work in and you got to have patience because the court system is slow. But this is what works if you care about your kids enough to have patience to wait to win in the end. If there's a winning answer down the road and you just got to go down the road, and it's going to take a few months, a few weeks, a couple years, whatever, the sooner you act in your case from the beginning the right way, the best chance it'll be over faster. Again, I got some people, they give a total half-ass effort with some of the stuff I say, and all of a sudden the other side wants to settle. Their case is over. Half the people, the case is over within a month. And you don't even want to try this stuff. All you want to do is sit, sulk, whine, cry, piss, and moan. Whine, cry, piss, and moan. James, listen to my loser story. I won in court. I'm helping people win. Do you think I want to sit and read loser after loser after loser story? So here's all the stuff that doesn't work, and you said, I did this, that, and that, and here's my stuff that does work, and you never even tried it, and you want to come on my page and tell me how you lost. Why the hell do you think, are you that freaking stupid and retarded? Are you not embarrassed that you look like a total chump or a weasel or a crybaby or a bitch? I got answers on my page if you want to take action and change what your loser ways. So if a football team is running the ball to, the left side, and they got two all-star defensive tackles and a defensive lineman, and you keep running the ball that way and you're gaining no yards, you might try and say, hey, let's run over here where we have stronger linemen compared to theirs, and then you start gaining yards and head down the field. Some of my fans are commenters, they're probably just passers by. But if you're passing by here, you're such a freaking retard. You're sitting here saying, I keep going that way and I keep losing, and we should be able to gain some yards there. No, there's a wall there that's stopping you. Go the other way and try something different. No, I want to talk about my victimization, all the pain and suffering from doing it wrong. I want somebody to huddle with me and cuddle with me and hold me after my suffering because I deserve it. You're not entitled to shit. So back to the example. There's a food bank down the road over here, and you sit here and look over here and across town, and you drive way down there that way, and somebody says, hey, there's a food bank over here, and you're like, where? What did you say? And then the person takes off, and you're like, well, let me just go look on my own over here. And then you come back, and the food bank still has food, and your children are starving, and your dumbass is sitting there saying, I tried to go over here, and I tried to go, like let's say the food bank is northwest toward Buffalo. I don't know what the cities are in New York. Well, I tried to go to the Bronx, and I tried to go to Long Island. I tried to go to, I tried to go to Best Eye. I had to try to go to here. And it's the other direction. It's northwest of the city. And you didn't go that way, and you're whining and crying, complaining that you're starving, and then you start talking about all the different ways you starve, and how malnourished you, and how your stomach hurts, and how your family's suffering, and suffer. You would look like an utter moronic, stupid jackass. That's what people look like when they come on my page and tell me their loser story. I don't want to hear that shit. Do you want to win? Do you want to fight for your kids? Do you care about your kids? Come on board at the winners, or shut the hell up and keep it moving.